Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcomed back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, and this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by Bev Try Thinking, Chocolate Sane, 10th Man, Righteous Force, Paul Hall, and a whole bunch of people in Discord, so welcome one and all.
Good morning, all.
Evening.
Good morning. Yo, yo.
Hello.
I've gone through a bit of a change, so you can see me in a while.
Good to have you, Paul.
What, Paul? What?
So I trimmed out yesterday's housekeeping sections. It took me hours. They're only like 2-minute clips, but it still took me hours and hours and hours. And I'm going to release them over the next few days, or maybe the next day. We'll see how it goes. I've just got to do the thumbnails for them, which I'm doing slowly. So I'll release those as 1-minute videos. But if you want a sort of quick summary of each housekeeping question, the question being asked, the answer being given, potential rebuttals, those are being published now under the title Any Evidence ? So check them out. There's also another 3 that I did in regards to housekeeping that were more like semi-debate style, so a lot more of the intricacies and interwindings of each of those questions got discussed. So in other words, it's a more all-encompassing discussion because you've got things like the overlap between gravity and the vacuum of space discussed in one sort of group discussion, with a little bit of debate as well. So yeah, go check out those. In the meantime, hello Owen.
Hello.
Hello. Should we do a bit of housekeeping? Any signs of physical Earth curve edge?
I mean, a geometric horizon?
Only in the reification model of a globe.
Yeah, marked with the X labelled horizon. Doesn't exist in reality geometric horizon in their model. No, I'm talking about actual Earth curve edges.
I did get told last night that Jesse Kozlowski has measured curvature.
Wicked. Get him on here.
Yeah, I will do. Yeah,
he's measured. Excellent.
Yeah. I don't know whether the main surveyor measuring not parallel plumb lines as well, is that count as curvature?
Sorry, that's a contradiction in terms. Say that again.
The main surveyor last night, as told by McToons in the debate we had, he stated that both the main surveyor had measured non-parallel plumb lines, and Jesse Kozlowski has measured a curvature. Did you know about this?
No, but
never been in,
I'll just say it again because you repeated it. Thank you. That's a contradiction in terms. If they're plumb lines, they're going to be parallel with each other. That's what a plumb line is.
Yeah.
So someone's showing a fundamental contradiction in regards to one of the axioms of geometry. Is that what he's claiming? He's not showing that. He can't. That's an impossibility and a contradiction in terms. So the first he's definitely not showing. However, if you're saying that the second, i.e. Jesse Kozlowski showing curvature, is dependent on the first, then he definitely hasn't shown curvature.
Yes, he has modelled the Lake Pontchartrain Bridge. That's definitely got a curvature in that. The model that he's done. That was Jesse Kozlowski. I've been trying to talk to him for quite a while, actually, about this stuff that he's supposedly done, but he doesn't want to talk. Just keep getting referred to videos.
I see.
A little weird that somebody who's measured curvature doesn't want to talk to anybody about it. Just shut this whole thing down immediately. Well,
Exactly.
What's up?
Yeah, you'd think he'd pass his method on to everybody and say, well, it's obvious and easy, we're on a sphere, as opposed to shutting down and referring people to circle jerk videos. There we go, that's life, I suppose. Any evidence of axial rotation?
Nope. Not of the Earth-based variety. It's definitely stationary.
Absolutely not.
Any evidence the distance to the sun?
Seems to be over there.
What is the sun again?
I don't know. Any evidence the distance to it, whatever it may be, and however you worship it?
No evidence in science, not even any actual evidence in the Bible. Ah, I said it.
What is it? Party poet? Getting a lot of feedback from you, my friend. Did you want to add something?
No.
Pop yourself on mute if you would. You're giving us a load of feedback. Any scientific...
An Egyptian god once tried measuring the distance.
An Egyptian god? Good, tell me more.
Yeah, burned his wings off though.
Oh, Icarus. Is that Egyptian? Oh, that was Greek.
Yeah. Or Greek, yeah.
Nah, I think he's bluffing. He just flew off and then figured out, oh, damn it. It moves with me lockstep because it's at the edge of my vision. Okay, well, I can't go back without a story, so I'll just go down and, like, I don't know, put some oil on my wings, set it on fire or something, and then go back to the village, tell them, like, yeah, I burned my wings. See, I went there. Sorry, that's my version.
So what primary source evidence have you got for Icarus?
I read it in a book.
Moving on. Any scientific evidence of gravity?
Any sign?
What's that again?
No, there's no hypothesis, really, no viable concerning gravity. Not throughout history at any point, really. The only thing that's kind of viable is just the relative density theory. Very basic.
Go on,
Beyond that,
So it's horseshit.
Go on, Unbelievable Productions.
I dropped my phone once.
You have to pick it up first for it to be in a position to drop.
They have a term for that.
Hold on one sec.
Called
Go
a
ahead,
drop
Neil.
call.
Hold on, 10th man. Go ahead, Neil. Or maybe not. Go ahead, 10th man.
I said they have a term for that. It's called a drop call.
Dropped call.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. So let's just...
I was saying that everything works. Standing on a globe, water's stuck to it. Come on, that's proof of gravity.
A couple of quick quotes. Gravity is not a force. George Musa, 2019. Also, quote, gravity is not really a force at all, end quote. Brian Cox, I think it was 2016. Might be 2015. Gravity is definitely not a force. It's not forcing anything to do anything. It's just a bending of a concept called space-time.
right. It's
It's
an
a-
effect.
It's its own entity.
Yeah, relative density disequilibrium if you're talking about dropping a mic or a phone. So the phone, when it's sat on the floor, is in equilibrium. It's not moving anywhere. It's not dropping at all until you pick it up. But then you're forcing it out of equilibrium or into disequilibrium. And then when you release it, it returns from whence it came. That's it. Forcing things out of equilibrium and then dropping them isn't showing gravity. In the same way, you could let go of a helium balloon and it'd go up. Now, don't get me wrong, I know they've got a whole bunch of narratives that go along with this to justify away something that is very simply explained by relative density. Or, to put it more succinctly, just density. Moving on.
Can't be that simple.
It is
Oh,
that simple.
can I Oh, sorry. Can I point out for a second that just Nick in chat, I rarely mention him, but he seems very nostalgic to the days when they could still snipe us. Because he's talking about sniping, just nostalgic trolls.
Yeah, back in the days when we started, we were overrun in what seemed like a losing position. Often 10 ballers versus me, being very, very quiet. And if any conversation got going that even hinted at being a win for a flat earther, then obviously more globers would pile in and just kick the flat earther out. Now that can't happen. It's very quiet around here now. Obviously the flat earthers massively outweigh the globe heads. But you'd think if it was a done deal, obviously observably a globe, they'd just be here smashing us all day long every day. Instead of that, we're utilising scientific evidence, natural law, to show why it's not a sphere. Demonstrate how their ideas and models are philosophy only, how they're untenable in terms of the R value. That's what we're doing. Do we have much opposition? Well, no, because we're winning. Because we're right. Any single... Go on, Arwin.
No, just totally agree. Go on.
Go on, Chocolate.
I bet you when that was happening back then, they didn't think sometime in 2020, a few years later, they'd be saying things like, we've never seen the geometric horizon that we're currently calling the curve. Yeah, we've never seen the curve.
Yeah.
You can't see it because we have an atmosphere.
Zip Rom, I think his name is something like that. And he's, where's the curvature? Where? That was us screaming, where's the curvature? Then they came along and told us, here's the curvature, it's in this model. All you do is you turn what you see side on, remove all aspects of perspective and atmospheric conditions, substitute said atmospheric conditions for an R-based refraction value called terrestrial refraction, and Bob's your uncle. Perspective becomes Earth curve. There's your Earth curve, it's in this here model. Fast forward to 2020, as Chocolate's just pointed out, and we don't see a geometric horizon ever. It's not possible. It only exists in a thought experiment.
And now they don't have math either.
Yeah, got nothing. They've got nothing to hang their hat on anymore. Demanding that we accept that they presuppose R doesn't fly anymore because R doesn't work. It's been debunked by the Black Swan. Moving on. Any single viable hypothesis from any of the fields of astronomy, cosmology, or astrophysics?
Nope.
Nope.
But they definitely going to the office and turning your computer on and filling in some math. They call that science, though. Among other things.
About 10th man. Dealing with some scientist. 10th man. Did he ever get an answer from that lady?
Oh no, Becky's definitely not got the picture.
No. Many attempts, but no response.
I saw a thumbnail from her today that said, I'm going to capture the moon with science. That was the thumbnail, I think. And then in the thumbnail it said something about electromagnetism. I didn't need to watch the video to know that she's full of shit. She's not using science at all. She doesn't know what science is if she thinks that by describing the idea of capturing the moon with electromagnetism would be in any way scientific. It's just utter nonsense. She doesn't know what science is.
You seem to be ignoring the PhD that she's got hanging right there on her screen. Don't ignore that. That means something.
Well, no.
Apparently.
Science is a method. A thought experiment about a light in the sky called the moon isn't science. It's just some ideas she's got. Not science. That would be the scientific method. But she's not performing that. She might get close to step one, observing a phenomena. That's about it.
Well, she might have an uncle named Bob.
She's doing the Michio Kaku version of pseudoscience, which is guesswork, leaps of logic. That's what she's doing. Leaps of logic and guesswork. Definitely not the scientific method. Not any empiricism attached to any word she says. Literally nothing PhD Becky has got to say has anything to do with science, but she puts it on every thumbnail. Well, I'm exaggerating, I've seen it on one. She's put it on that thumbnail because she wants the validity that the word science offers. So when she makes up a little story and she's got a PhD hanging behind her, and she puts science on the thumbnail, people think she's talking sense, even though she's just making up stuff as she goes along. Not validating it with systematic experimentation required to offer any empiricism and call it science. No, she's not doing that. 10th Man's approached her about hypotheses. She hasn't got any. Moving on. Any evidence of the R value? Earth radius?
Well, I don't think they're really set anymore into what it's supposed to be. They think now it's become flexible, some of them.
That's
R is not what it used to be.
It's not as fixed and certain as it used to be. Well, it should be. They're using it in geometry and claiming physicality based on that presupposition that now doesn't work based on the Black Swan. So that's very unfortunate if you're going to make an assertion of physical geometry, i.e. we're standing on a sphere, based on that R value. That would be physically, literally set in stone. A very big sphere-shaped stone. It's not. It's just a thought experiment.
A Greek god once flew up in the sky and saw the round Earth.
Is this Icarus again?
A Greek god named Hermes once flew up in the sky and he saw that the Earth was round.
Got any primary source evidence for this god?
I read it in a book.
Yeah, well, what book? Was it his diary?
Wikipedia.
That's not really a book, but I'll let you off. I'm just toying with
Don't
you.
we have an astrophysicist that says that you can't see the curve from 128,000 feet? So did he just take down Hermes?
Well, he's also wrong, according to their rhetoric at least, given that he's a heliocentric priest.
Can I ask, did you see Mr. Sensible's video about his when he doesn't seem to understand the Black Swan argument, and you obviously saw the one where he went with Mitchell, and he went through the whole premise of the Black Swan, the P and the Q, and he denied the consequent, no, not Q. He went through the whole process of that thing, and at the end of it, he seems to think now that he didn't disprove R. Did you see that video where he's asking people to put videos out to state?
Seen Anthony Riley's responses to him. So
Yeah.
no,
Well,
the only thing I've paid
he put
attention
one
to...
out specifically to you. Have you seen that?
No, unless it was to do with
No.
the Black Swan. So the video
It is. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's to do with that. The very bit where he went through with the Mitchell thing.
Okay.
Mitchell takes him through the Black Swan argument, and he replies every time.
Yes. He nods along. So he says, if P, he describes what P is, Earth being a sphere with a radius 3959. Reply from Mr. Sensible. Yes. Then he says, then every distance to horizon will be no more than 1.2 times the observer's height, or the square root of the observer's height in feet. Reply from Mr. Sensible. Yes. And then he goes through the Earth not being a sphere based on the Black Swan argument, and he says, at best, what you have done is debunk the radius. That was his reply after agreeing to the modus tollens. He can't not agree to the modus tollens. It's absolutely watertight, logically sound, based on their model. They claim they've got a radius of 3959. That's the P. Yeah, that's true. Well, then the distance to horizon will be the same as in your geometric model, as you assert. Yes, that would absolutely be the case. We've argued about it for 4 years. Well, the distance to horizon's way more than that in the Black Swan. Therefore, we haven't got the geometric horizon asserted in the model. Well, all you've done is debunk the geometric model and its radius value. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's bleating and moaning, saying, well, I haven't said that. Well, he thinks if he just says, I didn't really say that enough, people will believe him. He's just a moron.
Yeah.
He's saying that he didn't say that?
Yeah, he's not only saying that, he's using the attack is the best form of defense by saying, I've asked people to show where I've said this and no one's shown it. And in Anthony's response videos, like, here's my video, here's your comment in my video where I show you saying it. It was trimmed out of 3 other people, including myself, I'll add, where I trim out him saying it, having nodded along and confirmed the argument. So it's just bullshit. It's just embarrassed.
Wow. What a loser.
I think what it shows
They have
is that
no shame.
They just don't understand the logical argument, the whole logic process that is gone through with the modus tollens. They just don't understand it.
So he agreed to the Q.
He doesn't understand.
He agreed to it. So why would other people say then, oh, it's a straw man?
Well, because
So are they not even on the same page with each other?
Let me answer. When they say P is a straw man, and the P is if the Earth is a sphere with a radius of 3959, they're saying, well, it's a straw man to assert that the Earth is a sphere with a radius of 3959. Reply from us, welcome to Flat Earth. If you think P is a straw man, well, then that's the claim of your sphere Earth, based on its assumed R value. So declaration, this is where Chris was like, well, you tell me why it would be a straw man if I'm making that assertion. In other words, argue this point for me. Well, their point, to argue it for him, would be that the straw man is that Earth isn't a sphere with a radius of 3959 as declared in the P statement. Welcome to Flat Earth. No, you're right, Earth isn't a sphere with a 3959 radius. That would be a straw man. Yeah, we agree. Idiots. But the point, back to Mr. Sensible.
I've heard a different version of that where they say that Q is the straw man because they don't believe that every horizon distance can be no more than 1.225 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. They don't believe it. They think it's based on a belief.
Well,
so they say it's a straw man.
Again, welcome to Flat Earth, because if the idea that the physical geometric measurements imply are wrong, then welcome to Flat Earth. The Q statement is based on geometry. Their geometry, the geometry they've come here for 4 years and argued with, their Earth curve maths. That's their geometry. And their geometry is based on a fixed physical R value, giving them a fixed geometric sphere edge horizon. And when they say, well, the statement that every distance to horizon can be no more than 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, that's a straw man. Well, no, that's dictated by your geometry. That's what your geometry is claiming when you say boats go over the horizon, or this building's being obscured by the horizon. That's your geometry and its geometric assertions. To assert that that's a straw man is welcome to Flat Earth as a reply. But just back to Mr. Sensible. The problem he's got is he doesn't appreciate that the model is asserting a physicality to the Earth we stand on, based on R. That's your geometry, your physicality, your sphere-shaped Earth with physical sphere-shaped geometry. When they say, well, we don't claim that the distance to the sphere edge horizon would be 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, it can be refracted, well, then you're proving out the justification for it being called a black swan. As soon as you declare that it's not a geometric horizon, it's refracted, then it's not a geometric horizon. As required by your model necessitates one. Hence, it's a black swan. All horizons can no longer be asserted as the geometric sphere edge in your geometric model, claiming to show us how physically sphere-shaped the Earth we stand on is. So saying, well, we don't see that physical claim to be proof in the physical geometric horizon, it's refracted, so we don't make that claim. Well, then you haven't got anything to hang the geometry on. The geometry implodes. It fails. You require the R value. It's absolutely needed to assert the physicality of a sphere.
What did they used to call the geometric horizon, Nathan?
Earth curve. They used to call it Earth curve.
That old thing.
Can I just point out the fact as well that we have a modus tollens, which is denying the consequent. They could quite easily, if they wanted to, modus ponens it and affirm the consequent.
That's not. No. Those are 4 things: modus tollens, modus ponens. If A then B, A then B. That's modus ponens. And the Black Swan argument is modus tollens. Those are both logical consistency arguments. Denying the consequent and affirming the consequent are 2 logical fallacies. So you've just described 4 things.
What? No, not the antecedent. The consequent. You either
denying the antecedent is also a logical fallacy. If they're buried together, they existed together. Not buried together, therefore didn't exist together. That's denying the antecedent. That's a logical fallacy. It's definitely not modus ponens or modus tollens. Sorry.
But wouldn't modus ponens be them affirming the consequent? You know, like the horizon is there, so therefore.
No, affirming the consequent is if I eat 10 hamburgers, I am full. I am full. Therefore, I just ate 10 hamburgers. I've just had 10 pints of lager.
No,
that's affirming the consequent.
Argument. Can you do it within the Black Swan argument or QE's?
Yeah, if P, the Earth is a sphere with a radius of 3959, then Q, every distance to horizon measurement will be 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. Not Q, distance to horizon further than 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. Therefore, not P. The Earth is not a sphere with a radius of 3959. That's modus tollens.
Yeah. So if you was to do modus ponens within that, then you would affirm the horizon always being at that position, wouldn't you? That would then affirm the sphere, but they are unable to affirm the consequence.
Right. What you're saying is it would turn into, as a statement, modus ponens. If the Earth is a sphere with a radius of 3959, then every distance to horizon measurement must be no more than 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. And then you say the Earth is a sphere with a radius of 3959 because every distance to horizon measurement is no more than 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. That's what they'd have to assert as a defence. What you're saying is...
They can't do it, can they?
Well, no.
No. That's why it works as a modus tollens. It doesn't work as a modus ponens. They can't have it.
It was just hold on, chocolate. That's correct. So you can't restate the argument as modus ponens because the logical consistency debunks the first part of the statement. The P statement is essentially debunked within the logical consistency. That doesn't make it a logical fallacy. It just means you're debunking the first statement. But it's still a logical consistency. Both of them are. Modus ponens, modus tollens, both logical consistencies, not logical fallacies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, in order for them to say it's a straw man, you know, this modus tollens is a straw man, they could quite easily give you a modus ponens on that argument to prove that it is a straw man. Couldn't they? You know, like your statement is false because...
Exactly, because I can demonstrate that the logical consistency offered by the Earth being a sphere with 3959 radius and the dictation that physicality would show you a horizon at this physical fixed location. Well, that's what a sphere does. Therefore, here's it doing it, and you will never show it doing anything else because it's a sphere. Yeah. But here's us showing the Black Swan going, no, that rapes your geometry. Bye-bye geometry. Bye-bye R value. Bye-bye geometric horizon. Refracted, so not geometric. Yet that's the end of the globe. That's the end of your geometry. That's the end of your maths. That's the end of your physical assertions of a sphere edge horizon. Bye-bye, globe Earth.
That's how solid this modus tollens is. It is rock solid. And for them to state that it is a straw man is, I don't know.
It's welcome to flat Earth. Oh, it's a straw man. The Earth is not a sphere with radius 3959. The P statement's wrong. Yeah, you're right. The Earth is not a sphere. It definitely doesn't have a fixed radius of 3959 offering you physical geometry to assert we're standing on a sphere. That's right, straw man. Yeah, welcome to flat Earth. Oh, no, I misunderstand. It's actually the Q statement. Geometry's wrong. Geometry wouldn't give us a fixed distance, 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, because we don't have these fixed geometric distances. It's refracted. Oh, really? So not fixed geometric distances proving sphereness? Well, welcome to flat Earth. Yeah, straw man is just a welcome to flat Earth answer.
I think you should change that, Nathan. I think you should say, then get the hell off of flat Earth, because I don't want to welcome any of these people. They're annoying.
Not my flat Earth. They're all on it anyway. fact they don't know it and they've got this idea of being on a sphere, that's all it is, an idea that they walk around with in their head while they walk upon a flat plane. That's all the heliocentric model is. A philosophical way of looking at the world. Thinking about it. I say metaphorically looking at it, because you're not looking at it, you're looking at a model. The real world is the real world. Obviously, an observably flat perspective is real, not something that you can turn side on and exclude in a model. That's obviously a bastardisation of reality. You don't see the side of your own head, and we do experience perspective. And all the photos ever compared to the maths utilising geometry, which is now debunked. Apparently, we don't have geometry. We've got refracted horizons. So, debunked model, not useful. We're not on a sphere. It's just, that was just how people thought they were experiencing the world. They weren't. In their head they were. So what? It's all in your head, mate. We're not on a sphere.
Jedi mind trick.
Any evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of that presupposed spherical Earth?
We don't live on a sphere.
Paul Voigt is still working on that.
My son did it in his homework. Well, not homework, revision when we were doing homeschooling. He had to do that. Label the 4 bits of the Earth.
What is it? Crust, core, mantle. What's the other one?
An outer layer, was it? No. Crust,
I can't
core.
remember.
Yeah, there's a couple bits in the middle, but he did label it curved water surface on the outside as he was labeling it.
Lovely. Yeah, definitely no evidence. Stony silence every time that question's asked. Beyond the textbooks, there's no evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core beyond the Curie point. Anyway.
But why is it in the textbooks then? Why is it in the textbooks? That's what I want to know.
Just like religious education, I suppose. State religion is heliocentrism. And you're in a state school, so they're going to teach you.
Yeah, we did get a chance to have a word with him that, they've never dug down any further than 8 miles, so it is a bit of conjecture, They can't actually prove any of that, so.
Yeah, but they've got a whole story that goes along with it, though. They've got an origin story.
Yeah, well, he also got to learn that as well, because he has to learn that he has to learn it. You can't just teach your children to just ignore something that the teachers are telling them, so you have to go over the conversation. You have to learn it, but you also have to understand that the teachers are just telling you this because it's wrote down in their books that, You
just explain it like it is. You say it's a philosophy, a way of conceptualizing the world. Just explain to the child, as long as they're of an age that's sufficient to comprehend this, just explain what visualization actually is, or what the idea of conceptualization, although it's a big word for a child to wrap their head around, what conceptualization is. It's just a way of thinking about it. So in the same way, you could say, well, there's a car over there, and in your mind, if you're designing a Porsche, you've got to think about how the Porsche will look. But the Porsche in your mind isn't real, it's just your way of getting an idea of how it will look. And this is our way of getting an idea of how the world would operate. It doesn't mean we are actually standing on a sphere, it just means that's a way of understanding how the stars move.
Yeah, we get into a bit of a conversation about what he has actually been taught about it, and it appears that he didn't really know much. He's not been taught anything. He's got a P1000, so he sees the world as he sees it, and he understands it as such. He didn't seem to have such knowledge that he's been taught, anything about it. Which I think stands true for most people in schools nowadays. That whatever the model is put into them at a very, very young age. I mean, the globe model on the National Geographic thing says it's for key stage 1 and 2. That's very early learning. And from that point, I don't think there's much globe taught, to be honest.
No, just that a lot of the premise that you'll get taught in geography, for instance. So when we were looking at the National Geographic explanation of what a horizon is, they're all describing the geometric horizon. They all reference back to the same thing, a geometric physical sphere edge horizon. That's what they're describing. So therefore,
I don't think they do, actually. If you read most of them, that they're just a horizontal position.
No,
when you technically read them.
No, their only horizontal position is their imaginary horizon. All of the rest are describing the geometric horizon. They all reference back to the same thing. Just trust me on this, they do. My point being that as a general way of teaching, all of your other things that reference back, albeit subtly, are referencing back to a heliocentric world. So your horizon is described in an art class as being the vanishing point, but in your geography class it's described as a geometric horizon. That's what it's defined as. It just subtly indoctrinates you. You don't necessarily have to overtly program people with this. Plus the general consensus amongst people, because you get it at Key Stage 1, is to have a kind of sense of wonderment about the stars and look into what the mainstream says about it. Maybe watch some Discovery Channel, you know what I mean? And that's normally where your average Joe kid gets his ideas about this heliocentric model, and then they impress their mates by telling them this little bit of extra knowledge that they knew about the heliocentric model that wasn't given to them by the teachers. They just had a vague idea, and then they went and looked at it on Wiki.
Nathan, you've said before, and I just posted it, the Earth is obviously and observably flat and stationary. This is everybody's experience and reality. So even the ballers are on the flat, stationary Earth. They have to go to their model, reify it, and live in this philosophy and conceptualizing in their mind. That's why it's a Jedi mind trick. It's not reality.
Yeah, basically. Track back the origins of your calculator for proving physicality of a sphere-shaped Earth, and the starting point is your horizon being a thought experiment. Geometric considerations being made. In other words, imagine it as being physical, and then here you go, do the maths for how physical it is and how much it's blocking stuff. And obviously, as we've now found, should anybody challenge the idea of it being physical, tell them it isn't. What's your problem? It's not physical. We never see the physical horizon. Now let's calculate how much boats go over it.
One of the funniest things is watching Neil deGrasse Tyson sitting in that building with the big window behind him, talking to a guy in an interview, saying, "Do you actually know we're spinning at 800 and some miles an hour right now?" It's totally still. What a bust up.
Yeah, the guy grips the arms on his chair and goes, "No way!" Didn't notice.
It's faster than Mach 1 jet speed, but trust me, we're spinning.
I think we've got one last housekeeping question. Any evidence you can have gas pressure without a container?
No.
Nope.
Cool. That's it for housekeeping today. Hey, Chemo. There, Chemo. Typically Spurs comes in when he's got something to say. Something to regale us with. Obviously not today. About you, Kosho? Have you come in for something today?
But Nathan, you should be doing more.
Oh, God. No, Kosho's not around either. What else we got in here? Mobius. Hello, Mobius. Can you start moving some of these people to the after show or woodshed? Because we've got a full panel. No conversation from Discord. Thank you, whoever moved some people. Shout out to Retro Bill. Let's just read it on my other screen. as I butchered it last time. Retro Bill says, Mark Taylor will be surprised when he counts his money and realises that my super chats are coming directly from his bank account.
Nice.
Oh, that's good.
Very funny. Thank you very much for the super chat, Retro Bill. I'm pretty certain it is coming out of your own back pocket, so thank you. I really do appreciate your support. Right, who else haven't we spoken to in Discord? Globus Trollins. How you doing?
Good evening.
Globus Trollins.
Great name, innit?
What a name.
I don't even care if you're a globehead with that name.
I'm surprised Chemo didn't answer. He's here for a specific reason. We were sort of waiting for all the flat Earth talk to sort of subside, and then when you had a spare moment, we were going to sort of involve you guys in a little bit of a debate we've been having lately, but it's sort of not related to flat Earth, so I didn't want to bring it up. But he didn't reply, so we may leave it till the after show.
What, can you give us a vague idea of what it was about? We've exhausted housekeeping and discussed it for a fair period. And, we've got a quarter of an hour left on the show, so I don't mind talking about something else.
Okay, sure. It's 5G related.
I knew it. I knew it.
You asked for it.
I knew it. I knew that was what it was going to be.
Did he say Shanji?
No, 5G. Okay, fine. I mean, I'll keep my opinions to myself if he actually pipes up. He's gone though, isn't he? Spurs isn't in here. Maybe he's been moved to the after show. We're not talking.
Well, I was in. He has been moved to the after show. I was in Gen Panda server about an hour ago, and we were having a heated discussion. I've had this discussion with him previously, but like I said, that's why he's here. I'm guessing because we said that we would meet here, and I really wanted to wait for QE to come online as well because I would really like his input on it as well.
He's got no opinion on it. I asked him. He's got no opinion.
Oh, really? Because the thing is that there's claims of effects, cause and effect relationships. So that's why I'd say he may have an opinion on that. That's all I wanted to sort of talk to him about.
You may not be aware. It came up on the show. I can't remember who it was I was discussing it with. It doesn't really matter. But the point was, I think it was Arwin actually. Hey, Arwin. But I've lost track of my point now. Doesn't go on,
yeah.
Arwin. Oh yes, causal relationships that got discussed. So I pulled that apart and then asked QE for his opinion. Now, given that I'd already asked for what scientific validity had been offered to these claims, and there was none offered, there was tangential
No, not
claims.
at that time by me. That's right.
I knew I'd get run this by Arwin. I knew it. I knew it.
I have gone through measures of actually getting it though, but that's.
I don't know. Your start of your conversation interrupted the middle of mine. So go ahead, Arwin. Do you want to repeat that?
Yeah. Well, you put me on the spot. Said, hand it all over. Like I'm some researcher ready to present this to the entire world like that. No, I'm not. But I've since did get into somebody that does know that and getting some links. But yeah, guess what? A lot of the sources are being deleted. Like literally. Got links, injected, it's gone. Like the site is just down.
Fair enough. Obviously, we don't want to rehash that. We've had our conversation. Arwin, we've had our conversation. Check out yesterday's Uncut and After Show, 11:39, if you want to hear me and Arwin go back and forth on it. But I'm more interested to hear Spurs and Globus Trollins, as obviously they're going to have different views to you and I. What side of the argument were you on, Globus Trollins?
Well, I think on the same boat as you, Nathan. I'm asking for evidence. I'm not getting presented with any. When I do ask for it, I get presented with, in my opinion, global level reasoning because I get a lot of correlation, a lot of. Well, Kim actually admitted at the end, kind of a concession of sorts that that he was saying that it does require belief, and I'm like, well, yeah, you're sounding kind of like a glober, my friend. So yeah, that's all I'm asking for. I'm asking for any evidence whatsoever. So far, nothing. So yeah, that's why I'm skeptical. And all I've seen is just fear porn. And when someone's trying to manipulate the way I think or whether I should fear something, you know, been there before, you know, that's all.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of waters being muddied, that's for sure. But yeah, as I said, I haven't kept a journal because I was a lazy bastard and I thought everything would be all right 10 years ago when this happened in my country. Well, I haven't kept track of it all. I wish I did right now because then I could shove all that research in your face with actual sources before it all got deleted.
I told you, you all need to be terrified. Is that what you want? Shout out to Emma UK.
No. That's what you keep straw man responding with every time I bring it up. Because I've never used the word fear a single time.
Sorry.
And I am not afraid either.
Hold on.
I'm
Kind of that slide, Darwin. So you're saying could kill us, killing birds and trees, but not fear. Okay, got it. Clear. Thanks for that. Shout out to Emma UK. Sean G is after a debate with Anthony. She says, winky face. Thank you very much for the super chat, Emma UK. Check out Emma UK. She's got a channel. 3 dots. Go to channel. Subscribe today.
Yeah.
Well, I was asking for a hypothesis of sorts. I know it was a tall order, but I sort of got one, and it was something along the lines of, if you change the EMF, then you cause red blood cells to not carry oxygen. So yeah, that's when I started to ask for experiments, and yeah, nothing so far. That's all.
You're not going to get any scientific method.
Denmark, 250 scientists. I'm trying to find the sources with the complete output, which would be hundreds of pages of long-term testing research on all forms of life. Yeah, they did that. Pretty sure they did. Or people that I've known, okay, for a long time, that I've trusted my life with, and they've gave me a lot in return. They've all just been liars, complete and utter satanic liars from the start. Okay, so those are the options for me.
That sounds terrifying.
No, it's not. It's not terrifying. I've seen that shit. I felt it. As I said, Arwin, I've been in proximity to those things, and it hurts my bones before I even know it's there. I walk in a region, hurts me, look around, oh, guess what's said over there? Yeah, one of those things. Yeah, hurts me. No, not afraid. Not afraid. I'm not afraid. It just pisses me off.
Okie dokie. So what, we should go and burn down these towers because it pisses you off?
Did you say the word scientists? Is that what you were... Was that part of your argument?
They burn down the towers.
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to get in terms of science. We're talking about man-made equipment. So, you know, where are we going to get this?
Well, that's right. Well, they're claiming a cause, though. They've isolated what they say. Yeah, they've isolated the cause. I'm calling bullshit on the effect. That's all.
Right.
I don't. But I will shove this shit in your face. I will do a full-hour presentation and mirror it everywhere, put the raw file everywhere, because I'm pretty sure that when I do, my channel's going to be taken down, because every time I try to look for the real data, the real experiments that have been done by scientists that use that technology that is being applied right now and applied
religion
on
I'm attacking your religion, and you're getting aggressive. I had the same with people in 24/7, the same with chemo. You get aggressive when I attack beliefs. That's all I'm asking. Look, I don't think they're a good thing either, but I'm basing that on just beliefs as well. But I want solid evidence, and I'm pressuring you for it. You say that there is. You said the word scientists.
Yes.
Okay, bring it on then.
Organic researchers, people that do research on organic matter and effects on it.
Okay, fine. Can we see that? Can we see
actual things?
Can we see the research? I don't expect.
Yeah, I want to see it too. I want to get the raw data too. It's very hard to find right now.
You're the one making the argument. That's the point. The point is, up until this point, I'm not going to say I'm the pioneer in stopping, you know, conspiratards in their tracks, but as far as I can see, it's just the floodgates. Oh, when you're very triggered and talking through me, can you stop?
Yeah, well, don't call me conspiratard, asshole.
Sorry, you've got no evidence to back this. You've got belief, but yet you're punting it as though it's hurting your bones and people need to be scared of it, while simultaneously telling me you're not
really?
scared and we don't need to be fearful. And you're
That's my
talking through every
imagination,
single
right?
word I say,
It's just
like
my
a triggered,
imagination that it hurts
like
my
a triggered
bones. Just my
conspiratard.
imagination. I'm just a conspiratard, right?
Yeah.
Dickhead.
Yeah. Well, you don't like it. Tough luck.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna call you a dickhead then.
Well, that's
Tough
fine.
luck.
I am.
It hurts me.
This is what I'm saying.
Not a
Everyone's having these
conspiracy.
global-like reactions to this. It's spreading through a lot of flat earthers. Like they're the main ones
It's the
propagating it.
5G. It's the 5G.
It's caused, but yeah, that's what it's
we'd
the
expect
cause.
you to say that, Mr. Ether. We would expect you to say that.
Because I'm
So
open-minded and I look into
I
other
also
stuff.
destroyed you on Gem Panda's server. So don't come around here propagating
All
your
you
bullshit.
gave me was a closed-minded, very narrow, very narrow-minded approach. That's all that you gave me.
Okay, fair
you
enough.
need to look into the EMF research that shows the effect of EMF signals on the body. That's all I gotta say.
Okay. So you were here.
Show me the
yesterday.
research then.
Hold
I'm asking
on,
for
just
it.
1 second. I just want to ask Lemonbird
I
if he did.
put Grim's hundreds of EMF studies in the chat. I'll put it in this chat too. Hold on. It's got hundreds of EMF studies on EMF's effects on the body. EMF, electromagnetic frequency.
Okie dokie. So yesterday I gave an example with Bluetooth and told you needed to be scared of it. Did you go away and check out the detrimental health effects of Bluetooth? Or are we still stuck on 5G?
It's the quality and strength of signal that counts, not just the amount of electricity. This is the thing that people don't get. There's different types of electricity. There's gentle sinusoidal electromagnetic signals. There's jagged and intermittent electromagnetic signals that are more harmful to the body than a gentle, continuous flow of electricity. There's all sorts of parameters here that need to be looked into. The type of electricity, the strength of the electricity, the quality of the electricity, the continuity of the electricity. That influences the electrical field and how it affects the body.
And the with the ether as well. Are we not looking at that one as well?
Just minded. When you learn more stuff by going and looking at it yourself, that's where I draw the line, because what you're talking about is just a narrow-minded approach. Just look at the freaking stuff.
Sorry, my friend. I just don't believe in fantasies. I left that behind a long time ago.
And now you've become close-minded with a
want to
mind.
get an answer. Hold on,
those
just 1 second. Just 1 second.
I want your
Hold on.
sources.
I haven't got an answer. So did you look? I need to expand out how scary these frequencies are, and I'm saying I personally am telling you that Bluetooth is scary.
Yeah.
So
Don't
have
use
you
it.
looked? Hold on. I want to
Bluetooth is
establish.
shit.
Jesus, Arwin. I want to establish if anyone
man.
actually. Let me know when you're done, Arwin, and I'll carry on.
Yeah. Bluetooth, same shit. Bad for you. There were actually in the 90s when it came out, right? There were business people that were all over that shit. They would put that in anything. Guess what happened to them after a while? This a certain epidemic came around. Yeah, cancer. Sudden bursts of it. Yeah, it was never proven in court.
Oh God, is this
true
going to
that
ever
anyway.
bloody end? I'm in the middle of a point, Arwin.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, thanks. Gee, thanks. Will I be able to continue an entire sentence without you interrupting me for the 17th time?
Yes.
Oh, thanks. So when I was half sarcastically, I say half because Arwin has gone away and researched Bluetooth, and apparently it is terrifying. Well, Lemonbird, you heard it here first, mate. You need to be scared of Bluetooth. So what did you do in terms of Bluetooth? Also another frequency. I think it's 2.4 gigahertz. Terrifyingly high. So what did you look into with Bluetooth?
Are you asking me?
No, I'm asking Lemonbird.
Okay.
We've got
I haven't heard
5G.
anything
That's
about,
just one of many
I haven't heard anything
frequencies.
I haven't heard anything about it.
It's terrifying. 2.4 gigahertz.
I'm gonna dig out the book because.
Sorry, hold on. Nobody's telling me how scared they are of my fear porn when it comes to Bluetooth. Why isn't everyone shitting their pants?
Because Bluetooth is no longer really an end.
Oh, I see.
Mechanism as to how the
they took it out.
I've got two people talking now. Arwin, I'm talking to Lemon Bird. About the third time I've said this to him. Why are you so triggered, Arwin?
Because this shit is real and I am really disappointed. Not that I should care that much anyway, that you're having this absolute...
Oh God, I'm in the middle of a live show and conversation with someone else and we need to listen to Arwin drone on about his bloody disappointment.
Now you interrupt me.
Shut up. Go ahead, Lemon Bird.
I haven't heard about Bluetooth. What are you saying about Bluetooth, Nathan?
I made it up. I just decided to arbitrarily assign Bluetooth another random frequency as being terrifyingly scary. And just by pure coincidence, Arwin's told me about how in the 90s apparently it caused cancer. So really, I mean, I'm right. I mean, I only did it kind of sarcastically, but now it turns out, I mean, Bluetooth is genuinely terrifying. So we should really all be, you know, shitting our pants over this and going away and being cognizant of it and being forward thinking and really researching this stuff thoroughly. I'm sure the next aptX standard's going to come out very soon. I mean, Jesus, I don't know what even frequency that's going to be. Could be terrifying also. aptX, have you heard of that? It's a Bluetooth standard, very new. No?
Haven't heard of that.
I'd be looking into that non-stop if I were you, and I'd be very scared of it while you are. No?
To be fair,
just 5G.
What you would
just 5G then. No?
I think it was known as neurasthenia, this electrical hypersensitivity from back in the 1800s. That disorder got subsumed under general anxiety disorder, but supposedly there are still people that are very sensitive to electromagnetic frequencies. Even Marconi, when he was installing his telephone wires, he ended up suffering from migraine, nervousness. And I think he ended up having several heart attacks, one of which took him out toward the end of his life.
And that was definitely caused by these frequencies, those heart attacks.
Yeah. Just like people...
And not you, Arwin.
Stations at radar stations.
Arwin, not your claim, not this conversation. I've got to shut down the line again because Arwin cannot shut up. So that was definitely causal then, those heart attacks, definitely caused by those frequencies. Take your time. I'll take that as a no. With that, I'll say, if you are watching this on the Nathan Oakley premiering stream, then stay tuned as there will be an after show to follow. Unfortunately, if you are watching this live on the Nathan Oakley 1980 channel, this is where we bid you farewell. A huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of you who did tune in, liked, commented, shared, subscribed, smashed the super chat and all that good stuff. Be sure to check out nathanoakley.com and the Flat Earth Debate Forum to keep up to date with the community debate. Once again, a massive thank you to today's Discord and G+ panels for making the live show possible. Stay tuned if you're watching on the premiering stream, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!